Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to Pathologic. We're reading everything out, so everything's going a lot slower, and that might be for the best. Just to get ourselves kind of reacquainted with how everything is. It's less stressful this way too, I will say, which, for better or worse.
I'm too old.
Yeah, I feel ya.
Can't harm me anymore.
Let's talk to this stuff. Let's get through all this as well, just as a reminder. Oh, one more thing. I'd like to examine your brother's body. We have sent for Isidore Brock's most accomplished apprentice. His name is Stanislav Rubin, right? Because I had to remember, where do you find him? He shows up at, what's-his-name's house, right after you complete some stuff. I don't know. His name is Stanislav Rubin. Quite a resolute and talented man, this Rubin is. I have great expectations of him. He'll bring everything you need and examine the body together. I'm no pathologist, and autopsy is not my specialty, but I could perform a preliminary examination. I'm genuinely sorry, Doctor, but our family traditions were cherished for as long as the family has existed. One of such traditions requests the dead be left alone for 24 hours. The body is not to be seen or touched by anyone. This period of deferral will be over by tomorrow. Curious tradition, where does it come from? On several occasions, excessive haste has led to undesirable consequences. The phenomenon that Isidore had invited you here to study, it is in our blood. This physiological trait of our family shows itself from time to time. That is quite intriguing. The examination of the body will not help you in any way. This puzzle has to be solved within your mind. I'm not able to, or even allowed to tell you any more than that. Believe me, I'm not trying to conceal any evidence from you. The body is kept in the ice house. It is intact. But focus may not be breached. Please take all possible measures to ensure the safety of the body.
The town will meet its death at the hand of Simon's murderer. That much is certain.
How many doctors are there in your town? So does he know that his brother has the plague? Because the way he's talking kind of implies that he does have at least some knowledge. If we exclude Isidore Brock, Stanislav Rubin is the only doctor here. He is the most competent of Isidore's apprentices. The rest are good for nothing as far as I can tell. They're only capable of distorting the knowledge their teacher is trying to pass them. Do you trust this Rubin? I would trust Rubin with my life. A competent medic of remarkable courage and laudable integrity. Everything he does is done with appropriate diligence and care. He doesn't like people that much, but he's eager to serve them. Why do you ask? I just wonder what kind of man he is. How do I get to know him? Rubin will come here tonight to get down to examining my brother. You will get acquainted then. Alright. Do you have more?
People know death. We only endure it.
Okay.
Usually from eternity.
I'd like to speak to Isidore Brock first and foremost. Well, that is a reasonable thing to do. Moreover, that is what the etiquette demands. After all, it was he that invited you here. However, I don't think he's informed anyone in the crucible of these plans. I hope don't get me wrong. You are our guest and we welcome you. Where does Isidore live? Right? I don't remember exactly where his house is. I know the general vibe, but getting it marked on the map would actually help. Somewhere on Earth. Earth is the name of the lowest part of the town, closest to the abattoir. I haven't been there for several years. It's like a 5-minute walk. And I don't really know these slums all too well, especially since they were rebuilt after the fire. Victor has visited this door from time to time to speak to him. He's in the wing next door. Alright, that's the end of our conversations with him. I forgot to turn on VSync again, so I'm sorry about that. That's another thing we're going to have to get used to. I'll speak to Victor first, but we also need to speak to Maria, right? I feel like we should speak to, basically everyone in our bound. Everyone who's plot important, really. That's something we'll worry about later. Hey, Vic. The famous Dr. Dinkowski. Your arrival is a great honor for us. Victor Kane at your service. Daniel Denkovsky at yours. I foresee that the things that have become ordinary for us will probably make you feel uncomfortable and disturbed. I would like to compensate for that impression. You know, our small community has fallen out of the loop. Time leaves us behind. What do you mean? I mean the traditions. Games that we play with passion will most likely be of no interest to you. The people you meet here may seem eccentric, naive, or even somewhat deranged. Please, take the easy on us. Don't judge us too strictly. I will do my best not to disappoint you.
Perhaps old Gimsky is setting a trap for this newly arrived haruspect.
I don't know what those little dialogue snippets I was referring to as of just yet. Because we haven't really... I don't think we ever really saw anything like that. How can I help you? Georgie has told me everything, which is to say he told me very little, but it was enough to astound me. He maintains that you can provide a more detailed account. So you have agreed to help us? I have. I still don't know. I don't think it really matters, but the killer's goals seem to align astonishingly well with the goals of those who have been waging war against my work for years. Prepare to answer any questions you may have. Where was Simon? When was Simon last seen? He sent Isidore home, but an hour later he came to this hall to see us. He announced his plan to withdraw to the Focus and receive no one. He told us not to approach the Focus and to fast for a week, partaking of neither meat nor water. Then in the morning he was found dead. How was he found? The servants discovered him in the morning. The room had been ransacked. Everything that was breakable had been broken. Why did that happen? Like, was it plague madness, if that's the thing? Like, I still don't get that. His disfigured, contorted body bore signs of terrible suffering. His neck was twisted, his spine broken, I think. No one has touched the body. He is currently inside the Focus and will remain there for the prescribed amount of time. We know why, so I guess this is a more informative choice. What's this Focus place? It's hard to explain. It's his study, if you will. An extraordinarily spacious creative laboratory, almost perfectly sealed off, except for the door that was visible at all times. Metaphorically speaking. I don't understand. It's like an equation, or a mirror puzzle. Anyway, the murderer could not have been hiding there. Take my word for it. Well, Simon did get in there somehow. He could perform far more impressive feats. There's a reason why the whole town revered him. Alright, so how can I... Or maybe that's the better... Tell me honestly, dear Victor. Did Simon exist at all? Bravo, Doctor. There's a spark of genius to you. Alas, yes he did. Alas? It's not that I would benefit from his death. Alas, that would be far too simple an explanation. Simon Bellin did truly exist. That is exactly what's left everyone in disarray. It was so hard for them to accept his existence that the thought of his demise is now driving them mad. Fair enough. What do you want from me then? Just take a look around. Trust your intuition. Do whatever you like. Speak to whoever you feel the need to. Look for the murderer, Doctor, and you will find them. Keep looking until the last breath. I'm sure your irrational thinking will help you. So Isidore is the only lead. How can I find him? I'll show you, but you must be careful. Simon's murderer, whoever they are, could not be an ordinary person. I can't imagine them even being a person. I fear it could only be fate wearing the guise of a mysterious monster. I'll be careful. And there's Isidore Brock. If we talk to him again, does he have any more for us? No, he does not. Alright, we also need to talk to Maria, so that's something we will do right now, while we're in the area. I'm wondering like how much of the plot stuff we kind of missed last time, because I don't remember. They like mentioned a few things. Like, oh, Maria's been in love with you, you know, the whole time. I don't think we ever even saw that much of her in my original playthrough. So let's talk to her.
I often feel like someone's looking at us from the other side.
Maria Kina. You resemble an adventurer rather than a doctor. How is it that you know me? I saw you in a dream. Don't flatter yourself. My desires have nothing to do with that. I simply saw you take us all by the throat. What else did you see in that dream? I'll tell you when I think I can trust you. I know why I would give you rude options. I mean, I know why, but I don't know why you take them. I hope that happens soon.
The Samurov's wait is over.
Huh?
They've always wanted an heir.
Now listen closely. The time for collusion, secrets, and alliances has come. I'm going to ask something of you. I'm not used to that. I'm used to holding the reins, but you are not harnessed, so it would be unacceptable to address you in this manner. I find solace in the fact that my request will be welcome with you. It fits the style of your venture. I'm not an adventurer. My job is no venture. I hope it never becomes one. I apologize if my words come across as mangled and silly. I'm truly not used to asking. The nature of my request demands complete and selfless humility. Just imagine me begging and kneeling. And believe me, I do feel that way. No need to kneel. What do you want to talk about? Today's death was the first, but it won't be the last. Simon has opened a score of irreplaceable victims. Soon their number will be multiplying. I beg you to preserve the lives of several people when their lines of fortune cross yours. Before any of them dies, there will be a moment when you are able to intervene. I know that for a fact. Who are these people? The Bound. It doesn't matter. What was destined to happen will happen. You can be whatever you want to be, but not a coward choosing to hear no evil and run away from reality like I was last time. Also, what is with that face she's making? I'll give you a list of those I know of. These people are bound to you. Bound? There's a tight spring of power within each of these people. Each of them can break the routine of human existence and become something greater. They're standing on the verge of their humanity, gazing into the realm where they could serve a different, higher purpose, without even knowing it. Moreover, they are bound to make the leap, in one way or another. That's why we simply call them the Bound. I guess their facial expressions change on like each line they're saying, to reflect how they're saying it, maybe? But how is their fate bound to mine? Did you say my victory depended on them? How? I don't know, I'm not a mistress yet. The future is not as clear to me as I prefer, but I can feel the present. I can already distinguish a dubious guess in the pulse of the precise knowledge devoid of words and images. These people are bound to you. If your lives are connected, I wouldn't have asked you to take care of them otherwise. Are you clairvoyant or something? Oh yes, you haven't been told, have you? It didn't even cross my mind that someone may be unaware of my abilities. No one here dares doubt them, for they are evident. Yes, the mistress of every ruling house possesses special abilities. I am learning to see the future and transform the present. This fact offers your words a different degree of authenticity. Will you comply with my request? Will you save the lives of the people I named to you? Answer me before going back to Eva. You know that Eva had asked me to come back. That's good. I know Eva. She wants to safeguard you from my nocturnal intrigues, doesn't she? She tries to touch the mysteries of our family, to learn the game we're playing. I'll talk to her. Perhaps you two will manage to uncover some bits and pieces of the kains' dark conspiracy against humanity. But you haven't given me an answer. What will it be? I will do as you ask, Maria. My honor bids me to. And you'd be better off not giving me cheek. You won't like me when I'm angry. That's kind of cringe. But we need to agree to this. So. I like the faces the Stomatins are making. I'll talk to her again. I'm sure she'll have more.
Feverish. What can it be?
We the Kains have always been out of touch with mundane reality, but we're driven by love. Love can be furious, funny, and blind, but there's never need to make excuses for it, is there? I'm not sure I'll be a great talker right now, especially on this. Yeah, okay, let's duck out of that. I'll leave the house here. Oh, these two are back. Do you have more to say to us? I don't remember that part. Executor. The town is small and rather unexceptional, isn't it? But there are all kinds of people here. The simple folk and the more remarkable ones. The former will tell you more than they know. The latter know way more than they're ever going to let out. Keep a close eye on them. Your victory depends on it. And who are these remarkable people? There are 20-something of them, easily distinguished by their lodgings or their presence. They're called many names: the bound, the fated, the adherents, the gobos tuggler, the town circle. Some preferred their company to any other. Why? Because it is they that will decide the fate of this town. Don't be distracted by some of them look insignificant or disreputable. They will earn their worth, you just give them time. They're the most important joints of the town. Why are you telling me all this? Each day, one of them will try death by the tooth. Each will put their life at risk. Each one that dies is important. Some of them may take the keys to victory to the grave. Mind that the keys are yours while the grave is theirs. Others will do the opposite. Don't waste your chance to condemn someone who may get in your way. How do you know what is helpful and what gets in the way? Okay, alright. Dropping you more hints would be cheating. Shutting up now. Allow me to conclude then. Each bound you save will influence the finale of your adventure. Each of them has their own goals and motives. It may so happen that those who seek a different ending survive, and then, well, you've been warned. Okay, I'll take that into account and we'll be careful. So, do we want the special people who are not on our bound to die? I don't want to look it up, but that seems like I was thinking, because there's multiple endings depending on who's bound survive, right? So do we want it to be just ours then? There's something in particular we feel the urge to warn you about. When you speak to the bound, please choose your words carefully. Do not worry. You will easily be able to make out what kind of a person is standing before you, an observant man that you are. So use that skill when dealing with the bound. Some of them are indeed worth insulting, while others need to be treated with the utmost respect. If I ever engage in conversations with someone, it won't be for personal gain. Each conversation will bring you a small profit, depending on the outcome, of course. Depending on the outcome, every line you utter will have consequences. News spreads rapidly around here. If you spoil your reputation in one place, you'll have to reap what you have sown in another. Restore your good name in the south, and you will receive a warmer welcome in the north. They will heed every word you say, and you'll be rewarded. Not by means of money, I hope. A handful of money. It's not a dialogue fee. Don't get me wrong. Never refuse to take small sums of money from the bound. That would not belittle you in any fashion, but rather demonstrate that you appreciate the local customs. Alright, I'll keep the local customs in mind, and that is time, I believe? Just about. Close enough. Well, 3 episodes in, we still haven't really done anything, how long? It hasn't even been an hour of in-game time yet, but I feel that's for the best. Next time we will, things will pick up a bit as we kind of travel around a bit more. We'll go talk to Isidore. I mean, we won't talk to him, but we'll find that out and we'll come back and talk to the Kains, so, we're getting into it little by little.